One thing I always hated when I was locked up that I felt like was aggravating every single time was head count. That's when they count the inmates to make sure that everybody is there. Now, they don't just do it one time a day. They do it multiple times a day. And when the guards cannot get their count right, they do it again. And again, and again, and again, until eventually they call master roster count. For this video here, I'm going to be telling you about a situation where an inmate was missing during head count. And y'all won't believe where he was found at. Same time of the week, let it be there. Have my people send a message, make sure that it's there. Time for me to collect, bring the shit over here. Cause you can tell them my face, don't make me come over there. I'll run up in your room, put my shank in your neck. Swear to God, I wet you up, better show me respect. I'm hitting licks like nut, break bread with dogs. Putting on for Eastside, Davey, this K-fraud, it's a robbery. Heard what I said, I got some names I won't say. Most of them dead, for that tune you get there's a price on your head. Take the shit out your locker, throw it all on my bed. You got a daughter back you up, on care but you click. 2 lockers to fit both y'all shit. See me in the cut jamming, smoking the rip. Getting tighter with the money that your people are sent. See on the streets I would've bust you, but in prison I come cut you. What's up, y'all? You already know, man. K-Fraud TV back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Today I'm going to be telling y'all about a situation that took place that I swore felt like one of the longest days inside of prison. Now, everybody knows when you're incarcerated, time can drag. But for the most part, when you're not thinking about time, time can fly. You understand? You know, you'll be doing so much stuff some days that you feel like you ain't got enough hours in a day to get done what you need to get done, that you need to do it tomorrow. And then you won't have enough time that day to do what you need, so then you got to wait till the next day and the next day. Before you know, there went a whole week, there went a whole month, there went a whole year, there went a whole calendar. Just like that, you see? Now, one thing that they do frequently anywhere you're locked up is head count. You know, that's where they count to make sure all the inmates are still there. If they didn't do head count, obviously, people would, you know, escape. And one thing I used to hate when I was locked up was how long counts take. All right, now don't get me wrong, it ain't like you got a date or you got somewhere to be, you feel me? So of course, if things take longer than others, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, since you can't do nothing about it and you are there, you have to just sit there and wait until they clear count before you can go do about whatever it is you want to do. You understand? You could want to brush your teeth. You understand? You could want to have to take a shit. You feel me? You could have visitation. Your family could be waiting on you. You could have to be getting on the phone. It could be things that you feel like are so important. And when head count comes, whole compound comes to a dead stop. Let them get their count. The quickly that they get it over with, the quicker that, you know, you get back to doing what it is you want to do. You feel me? Now, a lot of times guards get the count wrong. And it isn't always, you know, the inmate's fault. You know, sometimes everybody is where they're supposed to be at. You feel me? And the count ends up being correct. But a lot of times guards get it wrong also, you see? And it feels like when the guards get the count wrong and they got to recount the whole compound again, it kind of feels like it always happens when you're in a hurry for something. You understand? Whether you were on the phone and they call head count, you tell your family, here, hold on real quick, and you hang the phone down thinking they're just going to hurry up and do count real quick and then let you get back on the phone. You feel me? Or whatever the case may be, it always feels like you're in a rush to get back to doing what you were doing. It could be to watching a TV show, the middle of a football game. You could be betting on a game and they call count. Next thing you know, you're like, damn, now you're sitting there waiting like, damn, am I still winning or am I going to lose this bet? You feel me? And before you know it, count wrong. Recount, back on your bunks, everybody. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a hassle, and a lot of times it does be the guard's fault. But for this one here, it's actually the inmate's fault, okay? Now, the way it all went down was we're all sitting there hanging out, playing cards. Some people are playing chess, you know, spades, whatever it is they got going on. Head count, everybody on their bunk. So what do? We all go get on our bunk. We're sitting there, you know, just chilling. And I felt like at this particular time, I was laughing while I was on the bunk. You feel me? Just sitting there waiting. They came around, they counted us, you know, thinking that it's just a normal day, you know. Next thing you know, the count's off. You feel me? And I'm sitting there, you know, sign language in my homeboy on another bunk, because depending on where you're locked up, they might not let you speak during count. You see what I'm saying? You might not be able to talk. You might not be able to eat. You might not allowed to have any reading materials on your bed. Might not allowed to have your MP out. You might not even be allowed to sign. You might have to just sit there.
you know, depending on how strict the officers are. You feel me? So I'm signing my dog, we're going back and forth, and then I'm just sitting around, you know, it's so quiet, you know, that you can hear a pen drop. And, you know, it just dawns on me. I realized, like, damn, dog, we've been sitting here for a minute, dog. It's taking a while for count to, you know, clear. You feel me? Next thing you know, recount. They count us again, the guards. They start coming around and start counting everybody. You feel me? And normally they do a couple recounts real quick, and then they do master roster count. Now, when they do master roster count, that means you have to be on your bunk you're assigned to with your ID out. So that way, when they come around, they could see you are where you live at. You are where you're supposed to be. You feel me? And a lot of times, people can be violating in different dorms. Go over there, see one of their homeboys that they know, or someone that they knew from the streets. You know, go slither and hang out in their dorm. And if somebody's at work, let's say in the kitchen or DOT, which is working outside the gate, cutting grass or whatever, their bunk is empty. So somebody who doesn't live in that dorm can just go sit on a random bunk. And when they do count, you know, the numbers, when they do the count of the whole institution, the number should still match up to be in the same. You feel me? And so as we're sitting there, they call master roster count. So boom, they're going around. And they take it so serious now. But it's like at the beginning when it's regular count, all the way to where they do the recounts and all that, I feel like they don't take it that serious, you know. So off rip as I'm sitting there, me and my dog are signing, and I'm like, dumbass guards can't count, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, I swear, man, Sergeant such and such always gets this shit wrong. And we're just sitting there chopping it up, vibing. And then, like I said, it was master roster count. So when they did master roster count, they finally had an idea of which inmate was not around and which inmate was missing. So the first thing in my mind is like, damn, buddy must have escaped. You feel me? Like, how the hell he, you know, get up out of here? Where do you, like, inmates don't just, you know, come up missing. You feel me? It's like their ass is either escaped or dead. Those are the only two scenarios it can be. So in my mind, I'm like, boy, his ass hit that gate, or his ass is slumped somewhere in a shower, or somebody must have and hit him up under the cell, like in the cell, like up under the slab in the bunk, you know, like, or something like that. That's the only thing that came to my mind, right? They cannot find this inmate for nothing, you feel me? So we're sitting there now. A couple hours go by. I'm talking about forever. We're sitting there. We're not allowed to lay down yet. None of that. We have to sit there and wait for count to clear. Even though they found the inmate that was missing. You know, they didn't find where he was, but they found out who he was. You understand? And they still got us sitting there waiting forever. And I swore it felt like a day and a half. You know, and it's like everybody's aggravated now, you know. People started like going against, you know, the rules. People are now eating. People are now fucking, you know, listening to music, reading books, throwing shit at each other, talking. Everything's loud. It's like a hangout now because y'all know what the problem is. Y'all know who the problem is. We're all where we're supposed to be at. You get what I'm saying? And through it all, it's like they start wondering, did he actually escape? Is he actually, you know, gone? Or is he dead? You know, it makes you wonder. So then they do the big old perimeter check. You know, they go around, they start searching the outside of the gate and looking to see if there's any, you know, way where he could have jumped or any hole he could have dug to go under. Because a lot of people don't know, they don't always jump the fences. Sometimes they go under them also. You know, so they're going around, they're looking, and there's nowhere to find them. They're looking in medical, can't find them. Looking in chapel, can't find them. Chow hall, can't find them. Walking around the rec yard, can't find them. You know, it's like making them wonder, did they count wrong since they cannot find them? Okay? Now, the crazy part is where they eventually found them. Now, they go to laundry. They're looking for them. Can't find them. There's nobody inside of laundry. There's no body in there. There's no nothing. Next thing you know, as they're still looking, they feel like he escaped. They put on there that he escaped. We're sitting there on the bunks. They got us locked down where we can't get off our bunk for the rest of the night. It's over with. Whatever we had in rotation, whatever we were doing, it's a wrap. Y'all are on your bunks for the night because somebody escaped. You feel me? And until they find out how he escaped, where he escaped, you know, looked at his phone records, who he last spoke to and all that shit, it's a wrap. You all are all stuck on your bunks. And I'm sitting there like, damn, old dumbass dude, dog. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, guard comes in, tells us, oh yeah, he escaped, and he only had like 2.5 years left till he went home, which is dumb as hell, because if you escape, you get 5 years. So it's like, you got 2.5, you know, you better have a damn good reason of why you escaped. You know, it might have been real urgent to where he had to get out there and get his hands on somebody or do something, and, you know, he had no way to do it. You never really know what it is, because sometimes people make some dumb decisions, you feel me? Next thing you know, I'd say about later that night, probably like 10 o'clock at night, they finally come around and they tell us the dude was found, right? So I'm like, yeah. So I'm asking the Sarge. I'm like, oh, they found him. He's like, yeah. I said, wait. So I'm thinking they're going to say a street over or the next county over or he got caught in a car or something like that. But they said, nah, he was in laundry. So I'm like, laundry? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean? I thought they walked through and do all that. Here, like, yeah, we did. They're like, everybody went through there. He was inside of a dryer. So I said, a dryer? They were like, yep. Someone put him inside of a dryer. So whoever he got into it with, you know, because you can't go nowhere in a dryer. You understand? It isn't like there's no way to escape. There's no, and the dryer's locked. It isn't like, you know, you can lock, you know, yourself in there and then unlock it when you want to. But he was locked inside of a dryer. And for anybody who's been, you know, to prison, these dryers are not your ordinary dryer. These dryers are like the size of a small car. They're huge. People put damn near half dorms laundry in one dryer. You get what I'm saying? If there's 120 inmates, they'll put half of their laundry in one dryer. You understand? If not all of it. You see what I'm saying? This was a huge ass dryer that this inmate was found in. Okay? Now, make you wonder, like, well, damn, he didn't know, you know, he was in there and shit like that. Like, what? Did he try to, like, hide in there? And then when everybody was, like, away, was he going to try to sneak out and escape? That's what I was thinking. Like, oh, dumbass, tried to escape, locked himself in the dryer, ended up getting jammed up, couldn't make it out. You feel me? That's what I was thinking. But then when you think about it, it's like he wouldn't have got out of the laundry building. You get what I'm saying? And then he wouldn't have got across the pound without being seen on cameras. And then he wouldn't have made it over the 2 gates, because it isn't one gate. It's a gate and then about a 6 foot, you know, distance, and then another gate, you know, with the chicken wire and all that, the barbed wire and the razor wire and all that shit. So it's like he literally was placed inside this dryer, and it turned into such a bigger situation because apparently he ended up telling which inmates put him in that dryer. And what it was is he owed a debt. So all he remembers was being in laundry, working in laundry, and getting yoked up and choked out. And he woke up several hours later, apparently. Several hours later, he woke up and was inside of the dryer and started banging, kicking, trying to get out of this dryer. And then that's what got the guards' attention, because they heard banging. And when they heard the banging, you know, they got us all locked down. And like how I said during Headcount, it's all quiet inside the dorm. You can hear a pen drop. It's like that on the outside for the guards. Since all the inmates are locked up and put away and everybody's where they need to be, the outside, you know, outside the dorms on the, you know, compound is quiet the same way. So when they hear that banging noise, big ass loud banging noise, they think they're catching him in the act of trying to escape. They think that now he's trying to break out somewhere. So they run in there and he's screaming at the top of his lungs inside of this dryer, and that's where they found him at. Now, of course, he got put in confinement, got put under investigation. It ain't like they just sent him back to the dorm and shit like that. And they also ad charged him as trying to escape. Now, once they ad charged him, he went to telling on the people who he owed money to, who he was in debt to. He said a couple of them did work in laundry. He don't know who did what. He just remembers seeing a couple people at work that day, and then before you know it, poof, he just remembers getting yoked up. Last thing he seen was like the ceiling, and then boom, he woke up several hours inside of a dryer inside of prison. See, the moral of this whole story is you got to be careful. You know, inmates will do anything to you. You feel me? And sometimes you might not even be planning it. You get what I'm saying? Just look at how many of us inmates wanted his head now. We were like, man, we all can't do shit for the rest of this day. You know how many people were aggravated? If his ass did not escape, boy, we gonna beat his ass when they find him. So he could not come back on that compound due to that, you know? But I don't know if he got ad charged, you know? Who knows? But I do know they did file it on him, and they did transfer him immediately due to that. So I don't know if it's stuck. That's the easiest way I could put it. But one thing I will say is, my opinion is I think it would stick. Because who's to say he didn't put himself in that dryer and wanna, even with the, you know, the cameras on the compound, the 2 gates to get through, to at least try to take the risk to try to escape. You see, who's to say that wasn't his plan and plan went sour, you know? Or who's to say he wasn't somewhere else on the pound, you know, and then plan went sour, so he put himself in the dryer and waited a while to make it look like he just woke up. See? So that could have just been his excuse that he got yoked up and got put in there. You feel me? Just to try to cover up when he was really trying to escape. That's why I feel like the charge might have stuck, and he could have caught 5 extra years for this. You see what I'm saying? But it's just crazy because you got to watch your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sucks being in prison, and it sucks being around knuckleheads and people that don't give a damn. But at the same time, you did something to land there. Whether you really did the crime or you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, because a lot of people might feel like, well, you know, I didn't do nothing. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Well, you being in the wrong place at the wrong time is what you did to get in prison. You see? And when you got so many people in there that don't give a damn about your safety, a motherfucker will yoke you up and throw your ass in a dryer. You get what I'm saying? Just imagine if they yoked him up, put his ass to sleep, threw him in a dryer, turned that bitch on, and left him in there. I mean, chain gang dryers are totally different than a dryer on the street. Just like the toilets. Y'all know how the toilets are. You know, I flushed my entire sheets down there. People flush their entire cell down them damn toilets. You get what I'm saying? So just picture this big ass dryer. You know, and imagine someone yoking you up and putting you in there. You know, having your ass in the yoke and putting you in there. Now, if laundry had cameras and it showed that dryer on camera and it showed for hours him being in there, then he could have probably beat the new charge. You understand? I don't know if they had cameras or not inside of laundry. You know, that shit's in the back that you don't see back there really if you do not work in laundry. So it's one of those things where, like, you don't know if he won it or not. You feel me? But the whole moral of the story is this was the longest count that I had to sit through. And I couldn't believe where they found him. I've seen multiple people do dumb shit, and especially do dumb shit during count time while locked up. You know what I'm saying? And people do get caught violating. They get caught in different dorms. Some people even escape. They call it abscond. They absconded the institution. You know, but this right here felt like the longest wait. You get what I'm saying? Because normally, you know, master roster counts 10 o'clock, lights out at 11. They had us on our bunk from, like, I'd say noon, you know, all the way until we weren't even allowed to lay down and go to sleep. They kept the lights on late night and had us sitting there to where it was like, y'all know who's missing. Just because y'all can't find them, y'all got us still up. It's like, we hate being told to go to bed, but now with this situation going on, we all just want to go to sleep. We're going to use that as our excuse. It ain't got nothing to do with us. You know, y'all found the one that's missing. That shit's on him. Y'all do what y'all got to do. Let us go lay down. You feel me? But they didn't care. You feel me? And this was the longest count that I've ever been through. You get what I'm saying? It was like the horror story of going through count time. And I wanted to come on here and share it with y'all. I want to get y'all's opinion. What do y'all think? Do y'all think he tried to hide in there and make an excuse? Or do you think he was really yoked up and put in there? One thing I will say is the institution I was at the time was a ratchet camp. So things were happening all the time. Guards were getting stabbed up. Inmates were getting beat up, jumped. People were even getting took. You know, like a lot of things were really going on at that institution. So when we heard that he got, you know, apparently choked out, put to sleep, and put inside that dryer, that seemed like a real story. That seemed like I believe it. You know, that's just how it was at this institution because of so many things were going down. You get what I'm saying? And I wanted to come on here and share it with y'all because for anybody that's did time before, y'all know how it is when it comes to count time, man. It sucks. You know, you could be on the phone and you could have just started your phone call and they'll literally tell you, head count, everybody off the phone. You know, and they'll cut the phones, shut the phones off to where you're like, damn, dog, I just paid for a 15-minute call and only got 2 minutes out of it. You know, like, it just sucks, you know, that's how it is. But, you know, they got rules and regulations. They got to do what they got to do. But y'all know exactly how it is when the guards can't get that count right. And you're sitting there like, damn, we're ruining our day, wasting our day because these guards don't know how to count. You feel me? And then when it falls on an inmate that, you know, escapes or they thought escaped, it's like, damn, bro. Like, this literally is like one of the longest prison days I've ever had. You know what I'm saying? So I want to come on here and share it with y'all and get y'all's input. Let me know what y'all think. Like I said, do y'all think he really got yoked up and got put inside there? Or do you think he hid in there and used that as an excuse? You get what I'm saying? And to tell y'all a little more about the inmate before I wrap this video up, he wasn't no big dude. He was a little like nerdish white guy. You know what I'm saying? He liked to draw a lot. He was good at drawing like graffiti. I think he was like someone that would tag and spray paint and shit on the streets. But people knew who he was and stuff like that. He had been to confinement a couple times for getting caught with like contraband and stuff like that. He wasn't no like violent person though. You feel me? So that's the whole, you know, you could see somebody overpowering him and throwing his little ass inside that big ass dryer. You feel me? So me, I feel like, I don't know, dog. Like, if it sounds like that's what would have happened at that institution, but then again, when you think of, did he just make that up because his plan went sour? You see, that sounds like that could have been the problem too. That's why I'm just a messenger. Y'all drop in the comment section and let me know what y'all think. Also, one thing I want to ask y'all to put in the comment section is if y'all ever been locked up and y'all seen something like this take place. Not with the dryer, but where the count took forever to clear because either the guards couldn't get the count right or people were in the wrong spot. How long did it feel like you were sitting there? Forever, right? If so, share the experience in the comment section. I appreciate y'all watching, man. Y'all make sure you hit that like button on the way out if you ain't hit it on the way in. Same thing with that subscribe button. And like I always say, make sure you keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, and clout chasers out your circle. And until next time, this the one and only. I am my team, Frog.
I'm a criminal, I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though.
I'm a cool, but I got a limit though, cause I'm a criminal, yeah, I'm a criminal.